Okay. What's up, everybody? What's good, party people, says Acid Bat, who was first today. Sean Hodgson, Hendrick 6. Boo. Yes. Nomad James, oxygen levels critical. Anna Jalmarson, did I get it right? David Bora. Mike Harding, yo. Simple Sam is hungover and he's here. Itze's here. Live Society's here. No soft techno today. Itze. Yes. Josh Holiday. Daniel Rast. Hi there. Okay. Let's bring it in. Welcome, everybody. I was just noticing down here that there's a bot on the Twitch stream. How do I get rid of that? I'm not logged into Twitch, so I can't block it. But anyway, how's everybody doing? It's 343 TV. It's Selway Techno / Electro Saturdays. It's Electro Saturday today. I'm still working on the track we were looking at last time. And anyway, yeah, 343 Labs here in New York City is it's bustling. There's classes going on all the time. We got our year program in full swing. People are working on their projects, and we've got workshops and master classes and all sorts of stuff going on. We just had AES and NAB trade shows this week. All sorts of different people in town. There was like the guitar pedal and synth thing last weekend. Someone noted the synth we got the demo the other day. No, there's no new synth featured on the stream today. We don't actually have that thing yet. We were just being introduced to it and talking about educational possibilities, teaching synthesis. So anyway, yeah. Let's see. What are y'all talking about? Who else is here? Who else has been dropping in? It's still got that bot bothering us. What's up, Francisco Castro? What's up, Cosmic J? And hey, yeah, that's right. Where is Luminous Clouds? He's always here. Hopefully everything is cool. So yeah, where was that little comment about... Sorry, I thought I read something, but I'm not noticing it. Anyway... I'll be honest with you. I'm up and down just like anyone else. I'm a little bit like out of it today. Somehow, I don't know, this week has been a bit of a slog. How are you guys doing? There's a lot going on in the world. I don't want to get too deep into that, but like just this week has been kind of a drag, and I'm trying to wake up for you guys. I'm trying to like be entertaining, but also maybe we just don't have to be all like high energy all the time. Maybe we can just hang out and chill and listen to some music. So let's see. Sean Hodgson says, I'm slog and tool too. Oh yes, Josh Holiday notices the hat. We got some 343 Lab swag. These are just samples actually. I think I'm the only person who has this hat. So yes, thanks for noticing. Hopefully we'll have those some things available publicly. That would be cool, right? T-shirts, sweatshirts, hats, things like that. John Hodgson says cold brew time. Yes, I probably could have used an extra coffee this morning before I went live. That might have been helpful. So Surf Low Sama. Oh, that's nice. This has become a weekly highlight to look forward to. Thank you. See, that kind of comment makes me, feel a little bit brighter, a little bit more up. So thanks for that. Really appreciate that. So as I said, we're going to continue working on the track remix that we were playing around with last week. And it's this banging new track from Christian Smith and I called Blackout. And I thought, hey, why not try to make an electro version of it? So we're pretty much where we left off. Although I did add one idea in the meantime. I was thinking about like, would it make it too mellow if I added a new, like more melodic synth pattern, right? So that's kind of where we're at now is I want to kind of listen to this, kind of, and I've just been using the existing arrangement from the original Techno version. So it's got the same build up and break and arrangement moves. And, I may want to look at that. I may want to edit. I might want to change things around a little bit, but we'll see how it goes. So, Consequence, smoking a spliff, watching 343. Yeah, you're feeling nice and mellow. That's great. Hopefully, we won't harsh it too much. And with this kind of dark, crazy electro we're doing, maybe you'll get into it. So let's have a listen and see where we're at in terms of this arrangement and sort of the new parts. Oops, sorry. All right. Actually, I also right away I thought of something I need to decide on to focus on. Is I've added some drum parts, but I haven't really arranged the new drum parts yet. They're just loops. And let me there's a couple different versions. There's this one. And then some extra hi-hats, which I like. And then there's one that's boomier, that's got more of the long, continuous. This one's sort of a different vibe. This is actually, I remember what I started with. It was more stripped down, except for that bigger 808 kick. But let's start with, I don't know. We'll see. Let's go. I probably want to unsolo that. See, I told you, I got still waking up. I'm just trying to vibe with it right now. Already that clap is bugging me. It's happening, the clap fill is happening too often. Let's fix that. Blackout. Something should happen there. Originally, there's this little shakery hat thing that comes in, but I feel like I want to not do too much of that. So that might be a place for an edit. I like these hi-hats that just came in. These guys. There's that vocoder version of the vocal sample, which still needs some work. And that ride cymbal that just came in. Not sure about. I like it, but I don't like it. Maybe if we wait till it comes in there. Maybe it just came in too soon now. Blackout. Yeah, I'm already thinking this whole intro could be tightened up and made it a little bit shorter. Now, originally, I think this is where the straight kick drum drops out, but I don't mind it. Just keep, ooh, I forgot about that sound. That's an appropriate sound for the holiday. What the hell was that? That's just some white noise. Wait, listen to that again. It sounds like it's going, oh, it sounds like a ghosty kind of a breath. It's because I've got this vocal formant preset on the, I kind of want it to be even more exaggerated, more resonant, but, what happens if I select all of those and sweep them up and down? Sounds like it's growling. Up there, it's like some kind of evil gremlin. All right, so happy Halloween. It's not Halloween yet, but we're making crazy, evil ghost noises or whatever the hell that is. David Boris saying more sibilances on the voice louder. Like, do you mean like the? Do you mean this vocal sample?
Blackout.
You want that to be more like bright and shiny? I mean, actually, I have. There's a vocoder over here with some noise. I'm using this to add a layer of whispery noisiness to it. Maybe I could give that some more. I don't know.
Blackout. 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 Blackout.
That stuff, right? Kind of sounds cool. A little bit more.
Blackout.
What am I doing with the automation on this? Nothing? Show automation.
Blackout. Blackout. Blackout.
Oh, I'm using this for some other stuff. Hold on. There's something. What is that? All right. Something's missing. Something is missing. What is going on? I'm confused. Oh, okay. I remember now. So in it, I'm kind of using that vocoder on a return as a noise layer, and it's adding. I guess I used it. It's been a while since we made this track. I'm like, what did we do? So you can hear the clap is going through that too. And on these transitions, it's also on the bass. Go figure. And there's a little automation to create a white noise swell. And that's just mixed in with everything. You hardly notice it. Unless you turn it up a lot. Hey, what's up, Eli Groove Tiger? You're here. Very nice. Yeah, so I'm reading your comments. Live Society says it might be cool to layer in the vocal sample a few octaves down now and then. I was trying to figure out. All right, we're derailed from the arrangement now, but I was trying to figure out how to make this sound cooler and different than the original, and then how to get the vocoder really dialed in. I need to do this. I need to bring in this to the arrangement. So it's all right. Will it work? Yeah. Let's get this sounding better. Where's all the reverb? Okay. It's going to be annoying. We're just going to be hearing this vocal sample over and over again for a while. But yeah, we want it to sound deeper, right? I can go and play around with this. I've got 4 detuned sawtooth waves. What does it sound like more simple? Sometimes I think about, like, sometimes the vocoder thing will be, even if it's more pure somehow, it's more sharp. So that's not as nice and wide anymore, but it's more sharp that way. What else could we do to this? What if we actually do some FM instead of layering sawtooth waves just to make this brighter? Whoa. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. Now I can play around with those overtones a little bit. Whoa. Getting a little bit bright. But you see what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to make it more complex. Really phasey. What happens if I do detune that? Yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking maybe it's better if it's more pure and sharp like that. All right, so that's I've been using a sawtooth waves doing FM. Let's play around with it a little bit. All right, that's not good. Let's go back to let's do a sawtooth wave modulated by a sine wave. Oh, that's wacky. That didn't work. Let's get them in the same course tuning. Yeah, again, I'm not sure about that spread. I just wanted to sound really sharp and cutting through a little bit. Yes, that's right, Luminous Cloud, vocoder intelligibility. Nomad James says this is the part of vocoding I need to explore further. Well, right. Yeah, just how do you get, if you're working with vocals and, what kind of sound works and, how well processed is the sound? I mean, going over here, like there's this whole signal chain on this vocal going into the vocoder. That's also going to affect how it sounds. There's this enhance button, which, if I recall, it says it normalizes in the spectrum in dynamic. So generally it kind of compresses it and makes it brighter. Like it's a way sharper now, right? But you can also do that here. I've got this vocal control preset, which I could use to kind of enhance the sound. Or I wonder if it might be too squashed going in. I might want it to be more. I think who was saying it? David Bohr was saying something about it being too de-essed. That's probably what you're hearing. Is there's this heavy multi-band compression on the sound. Kind of like it when it's with less mids when it's warmer. All right, another thing we can do is play around with the gate here, maybe. We also have more bands if we want it more detailed. Actually, there you go. Now we're getting more detail from each. It's sounding a little bit more like the original character. Whoa. All right, I feel like we're getting somewhere. We can form and shift it. I don't mind that shifted down a little bit. I'm going to go back now to the operator and see what happens if we do the stereo spread again. I do like the width on that. Huh. So I like the metallic shininess of it, but I also want more low end in it. Let's do, I've changed the algorithm, so I've got two modulator and carrier, like a pair of them, right? So that one could be doing the bright layer, and then let's see what happens if we bring this. Getting deeper a little bit. Still sounding phasey, probably because of that detuning from the spread. Turn it up a little bit. I don't know. It's sounding heavier now, right? That's kind of what I wanted. And let's see. So there's all this. We can also play with the EQ going into it. And this is going to affect what the vocal modulation is doing. All right, that I'm not, we need to see about. We've got this compression going on. I just was working quickly with Christian. We just threw on these presets. I didn't even really think about what they were doing. They sounded okay. I feel like maybe backing off of the compression a little bit will make it more, jump out a little bit more going into the vocoder. Usually I want more compression on the vocal going in. In this case, maybe I was going too far already. I mean, you can see there's compressor and multiband. Yeah, less is more in this case. Could also play around with this range here. No, we want more bass. Okay, it's improved, right? I don't know if it's perfect for the mix, but it's improved in terms of how it sounds on its own. Let's see if we didn't just totally ruin it. and check it out. Yeah, it's still now it's not sitting in the mix right anymore. So let's see. What else have we got going on here? All right, I'm going to listen to this. I feel like I want to reset my bearings here in terms of this vocal and the vocoder action and how it sounds in the mix. And I'm just going to listen to it again. It could just be I'm going to go ahead and turn everything else down just a little bit compared to that vocal. All right, it's a little bit quieter now. Still not psyched about that clap. We'll get there.
Blackout.
Right, that's too loud. David Boris says, just remove it. No, I want it to work. Okay, here we go. All right, it's louder now. Yeah, this is partly a sound design thing and a mixing thing. It's like it's not coming through right somehow. In fact, it might have been better earlier in the mix in terms of how it fit in the mix. It just still wasn't sounding as cool as we wanted. All right. I don't want to let this hold me up today, though. I'm not gonna delete it, but I'm going to temporarily remove it. And then let's switch gears a little bit and look at this melodic idea that I have. All right. So I was thinking I want some kind of really blippy 16th note, sharp, kind of computery pattern. And I started out with this. Right. I just drew in some notes. And all right, I'm going to kind of back this off a little bit to sort of more where it started after I kind of messed around with it for a little while, but I want to show you what I started with. All right, that's already not what I wanted. What do you want? And that's pretty electro sounding, kind of arpeggiated or sequenced pattern, right? There's some random modulation going on of the panning. So LFO1 is set to retrigger and it's on noise, which is like sample and hold. And every time you hear a note, it's panning around. If I get rid of that, you can hear it's just straight in the middle. And I started out with just a sawtooth. I also tried out a square wave. And it sounds more kind of video gamey like that, right? With the square wave. And I thought, okay, I like that, but it's a little thin. So I added in a sine wave underneath, tuned down a little bit, and it gives it a bit of a harmony. So that's where I started. And then I never ever I was just, again, like what are some presets that I've never used before? This Spectral Spank, it's a funny name, right? But this is just a couple of EQs doing some crazy resonance and panning as well. There's a stereo spread, but I thought that sounded cool. Really made it jump out of the speakers a little bit more. So that could be enough. It's a little dry.
Blackout.
Delay, kind of messy. I could use that a little bit of that, but again, I like the idea of it having space, but also it takes away from the computery, electro-y sharpness of it if it gets too washed out. So I just have to think about that. So we got this. And that works. It's very hypnotic, right? I'm stuttering. I told you I'm a little out of it today. I wanted there to be a bit more melodic variation in there. So, all right. So, what I usually do in that case is, if I have a simple pattern like this, I'll duplicate it out and I'll start changing notes until I like how it sounds, until it has a little bit more a movement, melodic movement in it. See what I mean? So I'm like just transposing some of those notes to create a slightly more of a variation in the melody. Maybe if it starts the way it... That could work. How does that sound with delays on it? This is with the vocoder noise on it. This makes it sound super ravey. Whoa. I kind of like that, actually. Although, if I do that, I'm not going to use... If I use the same one that all the other stuff is going through, it's going to get maybe a little bit too mushy and undefined. What happens if I throw it on here? I'm going to put it before the spectral spank. I forgot what I did on this one that makes it sound so cool. Where'd it go? Where's that return? There's... Oh, it's really simple. It's just... Oh, it's more high pass. The range is higher, and then there's a little bit of boost on the high end there. But yeah, really simple, right? Aha, that's what did it. More bands. It sounds a little darker and more sci-fi with that vocoder noise mixed in with it. All right, so I have this melodic idea, and I just sort of started it over again in front of you guys, but it went in a different direction when I was working on it, and it's actually, let's hear it, a little more spacey with the delay and everything, but it's actually not a delay. I'm using the unison voices in analog, right? And you can delay the unison voices from each other. Right, so and I'm spreading them out in time. It's kind of like, it's not quite like granular, but you know what I mean? If you've ever played with a granular synth, you can spread the grains apart and you can do stuff like that. So at 100 milliseconds at this BPM, it's sort of close to 16th notes. So, and then doing that with the track delay at 0, it's out of time now. So I used the track delay to put it back in time a little bit. And then also I have some envelope modulation on the filter that makes it sound a little more zappy. So if I wanted to tweak it and do something kind of trippy, I could. So I have to decide, which one do I like better? The more simple one, the more tight one? Or could I use both of them at different times? That still sounds pretty good, right? Actually, that reverb is not so bad. Yeah, it gets all apocalyptic and even more kind of scary with the with all the vocoder noise and reverb and stuff on there. It's really intense. So that's what I wanted. I wanted to be able to add a melodic element, but still keep it driving and not dark, because the whole vibe originally is pretty dark. Yeah? Cool. Trippy as chips. David Brewer says, trippy as chips, and Megahertz says chippy trips. Yes, we're doing chippy trips today. And then I have yet another variation of melody-wise, and I think I kind of, this is my favorite one. I'm still deciding, but I like this one. It's got more of a hook to it. And I'm just deciding, do I like it with that delayed unison voice thing, or do I like it better? I like them both. I like it all. Could also play around with the envelope on this. Maybe that's too much, I don't know. It really takes over when it's too loud, and I mean that's a mix problem. It makes it more dreamy when it's got that long release on it, right? So yeah, that's the choice. How does this one sound again? I kind of like this one better. If I did go the more musical kind of spacey direction, if I want to make a big break or something, this would be the thing to do, probably. Spacey. Rein it in, take away all that reverb. Could do that in the arrangement. I need to be careful though. Yeah, this is a big balancing act in terms of the mix and the arrangement, how often that part is in there, how long that part is in there, how big does it get, or do I keep it tight and sharp? So yeah. Metahertz says more Drexian now. I'll take that. Or more Lego Welt style. Itze says track 17 is more Lego Welt style. I love all of that. If it sounds like reminiscent of Lego Welt or Drexia without actually outright copying them, I'm totally cool with that. I love all that stuff. That's great. Okie dokie. What time is it? 1:37. It's the halfway point. A little bit past. Let's chill out for a little bit. I need my mind needs a break. I'm a little bit. I'm like, I feel like I'm fighting. Like I'm caught. I'm like in some sludge. I'm like trying to pull myself out of like a quicksand. Isn't that the weirdest feeling? Like I had enough sleep. I had some coffee. I had breakfast. I'm in a decent mood, but I'm like physically like, I want to go back to bed. So I'm here for you, though. I'm here for you. We're doing it. I'm going to drink my water. Oh, look at this. All right. Metahertz says it's a full moon. Energy is weird. Zapped. Definitely feeling that. Is it the gravity? Is that all it is? Are we being affected by more gravity or something? Eli Groove Tiger is asking, what's the audio effect after analog? Oh, right. Yeah, I mentioned it, but I didn't really go into it. This is a preset from the performance and DJ audio effect racks, which it doesn't sound like a DJ effect to me, but it is a cool effect for creating some movement and stereo spread and resonance. So yeah, let's take a look at it. Why not? Let's zoom in. So yeah, this is the Spectral Spank. There's 2 chains. Each one has a utility and an EQ8. And they're being used, so they're panning the signal going into the EQ8, and then each EQ has got some wow, there's a bunch of stuff going on. I mean, if you look at the stereo spread, okay, that's just doing the panning, right? But then if you go to frequency morph, so frequency morph is sweeping some bands up and down, and then gain morph is boosting or cutting those different bands. In a way, it's kind of like doing something like the vocoder's doing, where it's boosting different resonant frequencies. So, and it right away, I mean, if you listen to this again, I'll turn the detuning off so it sounds more straight. And there's already some panning going on because of the LFO. And we'll turn the Spectral Spank on. So, all right, it's getting louder. That sounds cool modulating. I should put an LFO on that. I could just make a whole track out of only this and some drums, right? That sounds great. It's so simple. We can make more or less intense. It's going to sound more sort of hollow and filtery with the intensity higher. Yeah, what does that sound like with some beats? Oh, the delay. We're going to do the super dry, like more Drexian Doppler effect version, just with the synth and the 808. And so that's it. So I wasn't even modulating it like that. I was just using it to do some like stereo imaging on the sound. And if you run this, and I think a nice thing about this effect is, or just this kind of technique using boosting and cutting different frequencies with EQ left and right, is that I think it should collapse down to mono pretty well. So you can do some wide stereo effects without phase cancellation. Yeah, there's no time shifting. There's no Haas effect where there's delay and you're going to get comb filtering and cancellation. So, nice way to create some interesting stereo imaging. Now we're doing also panning inside of the synth. All right. Eli says it's asking for an LFO. Let's do it. I'm going to do it slow, though. So let's map that to the frequency more for the macro that's sweeping those bands around. That sounds great. I'm going to have to compress and like control this because it gets louder and softer depending on which frequencies are being boosted. Let's do another one. Let's do another one and have that modulating the gain. Hey, come on. Sometimes Max for Live, it's finicky, like if you don't drop it in just the right place. I have to be more careful with that one because sometimes it makes them too loud. And then that through a delay. It's really cool. There's that vocoder again. Is there anything on? What's on G? Nothing. There's nothing on G. I'm going to put another thing on there. I'm playing now. I'm going to put an echo on there. Make it darker. Put a bunch of feedback on there. Put some modulation, some slow modulation on the filter. All the way wet. What is happening? All right, I'm going to change over to 16th mode and do like an odd number. I'm remixing the remix. I'm dub mixing the remix now. Let's unsync these. Woo! Now we're doing polymetric delays. It's a bit much, but it's fun. I love it. We're doing... Oh, this is good. Nomad James. It's making the hair stand up on the back of my neck, full moon style. Okay. What? All right. Does that even work? I would have to pull back everything else. There's so much other stuff going on. Yeah, there's that ride. There's too much of that ride. I feel like I messed the mix up already. It's kind of out of control a little bit. I like it. There's a lot of that spectral spank on there. It's pretty intense. There's that evil, like ghost noise. All right, it's not bad, right? It's kind of doing okay. And then I have the more simple version of it. Look at this. That's ridiculous. This probably needs another EQ after it because it's all over the place. Yeah, look at that. Give it a little squeeze with some compression here. Just you can see sometimes it peaks up a bunch more. I want to control that a little bit. Kind of make it pop a little bit too, depending on what the attack is doing. Using a compressor for what a compressor is for. Yeah, it's leveling it out a lot more now. It's not jumping up and down as much as it was, which should make it okay, make it easier to kind of fit into the mix. Yeah, I kind of, what I'm thinking now, I'm just, while I've been tooling around and playing around with these little tweaky things on this synth, is how it fits with all the other elements. I really love the main synth sound, you know, from the original version. It's really heavy. This stuff. But it sounds best when this, with the synth, when this is dark. And like when it gets really bright like that, it covers up or interferes with that synth. So probably I should use that as a cue in the arrangement and kind of follow along with that or adjust it. So let's listen to this from the beginning again, and I'm going to start thinking about where and how I can fit these parts in.
Blackout.
All right, there's that. Right, we need a beat at the beginning. We want to start without the hi-hat, probably. Everything unmuted? Anything soloed? And am I missing anything? All right. I'm just going to start recording some stuff and let's make some, let's commit. Felt like maybe I wanted the hi-hat to come in already, but there's other hi-hats that come in. I'm just going to throw it in there. Forgot about the trigger. Gotta have that. There's that crazy effect I put on it too, but I'll come back to that one. I'm already wondering if I want to have the melody, the little blippy melody coming in earlier. Like tease it in a little bit and then take it away. But let's see how it goes.
Blackout.
Maybe right there. Okay, let's get that in there. Which version? Yeah, like it works well in this when the other sounds are more dark and they're not noisy. Or maybe we can switch to this. That would work.
Blackout.
Maybe this gets a little more intense here. Is that too much? All right, that went the wrong way somehow. But cool. I'm gonna have to go fix the automation there. There's the scary ghost. All right, that whole transition needs to be worked on. I like what's happening though. Maybe it needed to be, oh.
Blackout.
This part where the other sound, the bass industrial kind of sound is really loud. This is where the The melody needs to be away or muted or darker. And it could come back here. All right, I know I have to fix all this automation. This is okay with the resonance happening. All right, let's try. That's a bit much right there. I'm not sure. We'll see.
Blackout.
Okay, we gotta fix that. I did not expect that to happen. The resonance is up really high. That was cool. That little transition there, just playing with the envelope on the filter. Okay, so much to be done, just playing with the filters in the... I'm mostly just playing with the amount of effects and the envelopes to make it brighter or longer or tighter. The arrangement is over now, by the way. It's just looping. I need to stop it. I haven't done any other changes with the drums, so that's a whole nother level that I can do. All right, didn't mean for this to be longer. All right, just fooling around at the end there. So I feel like there's a lot going on there that was good. It needs to be refined. But, yeah. Half God, half beast. Let's see, what does this say? This says, res trigger out into a filter just with res just shy of self-oscillation, good electro zap sound. Absolutely. Pinging a filter. I agree. I'm into that. Pinging filters is fun. I agree. All right. Nomad James is saying, what is Nomad James saying? James is saying, love seeing you record in real time. Like I said a couple of sessions ago, really learned how to do more with less from watching your streams. I appreciate that. Yeah, I definitely am that kind of producer. I'm not a throw everything in and with a ton of elements and a ton of tracks. I like to have just enough layers or just the right layers or just a few elements that fit really well together to kind of do what I want to do. I'd rather have fewer bigger sounds and have them interplay and change. I mean, there's always more detail to go into, and it's not as if I won't have more elements in an arrangement, but I'll add them in over time rather than all at once. So, once I get drilled down deeper into the details of this arrangement, then things are going to change. So yeah, there's a bunch of, let me hit that back to arrange button. There's a bunch of other stuff I've got a bunch of automation captured now, that some of it worked really well and I'll keep, and others that I want to fix or whatever, replace. There's that scary ghost sound, which is really loud. I mean, it's just filtered white noise. It's just, I want to make it sound even more vocal-like. But yeah, anyway, what this EQ8 is doing is sort of the same thing as that crazy modulating one is doing. It's just doing really crazy resonant peaks and cuts. I'm just curious. Will it sound super scary if I go, if I have like it sweep up like that? You kind of lose the vocalness of it when it works like that. I'm not sure what I want to do with that one. Man, that sound is aggressive. I've been wondering if for this mix, since it's more sort of detailed and dense than the original, like the original is just all about this sound in a way, and it's the most loud thing. I wonder if I shouldn't, I'm toning it down a little bit to make room for the other bright stuff, like the trigger zaps and the synth and everything. It also used to have this underneath it, this sublayer, which I took away so it wouldn't interfere with the 808 kicks too much, but maybe I just need to pull it back a little bit. I just wanted it to sound warmer. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing. I forgot to share my screen again. Sorry. Metahertz sounds like someone boxing metal sheets in a parking garage. Isn't that good, though? That's pretty funny. All right. It is almost time. Oh, well, it is. It's 2 o'clock. It's time for me to wind things down. Thanks to everybody for hanging out today. And I made some progress, right? The synth part that I came up with, I feel like is a good move. I'm going to keep it. That was part of my decision today is, am I going to keep it more dark and beat oriented, or do I want to add a melodic element? And I think, yes, I'm going to keep that melodic element in there. I just want to be careful that it doesn't take too much energy away. You know, it's adding some moodiness to it, right? But it's not like it's an ambient pad or something that sounds sleepy, but I want to find that balance where it's still got that like upbeat, heavy energy, but then it has this little musical thing to catch your attention and to carry it forward and tell a little bit more of a story. So very nice. And thanks again, everybody. I will see you next week. Have a good one, everybody. We'll all make it through this weekend and this crazy energy from the full moon or whatever it is. And that'll be all. Adios.
Blackout.